So this is me just sharing with the world because I'm that kind of guy. And I'm thinking that life is really pretty tough at the moment. Pretty rough for me right now. Um, I had a brain injury some time ago. I believe it was possibly 2015. So maybe 5 years ago that I got injured. So I spent a number of years in hospital, and then when I came out of hospital, which I think was maybe 2 years ago. So I think I spent 3 years in hospital, and I've been out of hospital. Then I spent a year in some kind of supported accommodation, and now in the fifth year, I'm still in supported accommodation, but it's a bit more relaxed, I suppose. So I have a room. It's like a studio flat, and yeah, they feed me. I have a place to sleep, and that's pretty much it. I think I'm supposed to be doing more exercises and stuff. But that's not happening at the moment, but it's probably due to this virus problem going on. So I don't know the situation. But anyway, the reason for this thing is this vid is to do some money probably because I think I said already I had a brain injury and it affects three things. My memory is entirely gone. I simply don't have a memory. Um, but that's lying. I can't believe I'm lying to you. I have the vaguest sense of memory, a bit like the contents page of a book, which gives the titles of chapters and whatever, but no details at all. So, for example, I know some schools that I've been to and colleges, whatever, and I know some subjects that I studied, but I don't remember the grades I got or the details of them or whatever. So I don't know where I lived. Well, I know the addresses of places that I've lived, but I don't actually remember the experience of living there. So it's just a very small snapshot type thing of the past. I have two children, and I don't know anything about them at all apart from their names. I don't know how old they are, I don't know what they look like. So I've been guessing what their ages would be based on the age I think I would have kids. And I think I would have done when I was 30, which would mean they're probably around 7, 8 years old. Which is amazing to have kids that you don't even know what they look like. So I don't know anything about them at all. So there's been some issue with my wife in the past. I have no idea what that is because I have no memory. So we're obviously split up. I haven't seen her for I don't know how long, but it must be a number of years, I would imagine. So it's awful to know that I haven't seen my kids for 5 years. And it's just such an awful situation. I can't believe it. It makes me very sad, very frustrated. But there's absolutely nothing I can do about it. I'm in something called supported living at the moment, where my food is taken care of and my accommodation. I don't even know if I've said this before, so sorry if I'm repeating myself. So yeah, I'm just surviving basically. I'm just being kept alive like a chicken in a hutch. So I don't really understand what life is. The only thing that makes me feel better in this situation is that despite the fact I have no memory and I'm physically disabled to an extent, but I can still walk with a stick. So it's definitely better than it could be. And it's better than it was because at one point I was in a wheelchair. I believe that I was in a wheelchair for a long time, possibly a year or more. I just don't know the details. So it amazes me that so much time has passed and I simply have no memory of it. So it's ridiculous to not have a memory. That I don't know what I've done today, for example. I can remember the last meal that I've had, I suppose. And I can vaguely remember the meal that I've had before last. So I know that things are definitely better than they could be. And this is what amazes me. That I had time when I was in a wheelchair. I had time when things were much worse than they are now. And I'm obviously grateful that there is some improvement. I'm still very frustrated that things aren't better. My main frustration is not the partial disability, because I can still function a little bit. So with walking stick I can make progress, so that works. But my main frustration is not tasting food. So having no taste of food is incredibly awful. You might not have appreciated it before. And I think it's more if I had a cold. I have to take this call.